LSU Fighting Tiger Football, proudly presented by Albertsons, Coca-Cola, Cox, Hancock Whitney, Louisiana Blue, McDonald's, and by Our Lady of the Lake Health.
Nussmeier flips it to Durham. Durham off and running, far side 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers.
Hear the roar of LSU Fighting Tiger Football. This is the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
LSU Fighting Tiger Football on Eagle 98.1 is brought to you locally by Our Lady of the Lake, Bayou GMC, Rouse's, Gulf State Toyota, Neighbors Federal Credit Union, Service Chevrolet, Pipe and Steel Industrial Fabrication, Super Chevy Dealers, Rev, Sterling Automotive, Lewis Mechanical, Arco Power Systems, and Supreme Automotive Group. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on Eagle 98.1, the Rock Station.
LSU Fighting Tiger Football is a presentation of the LSU Sports Radio Network, a division of LSU Sports Properties and Playfly Sports. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or streaming of the accounts and descriptions of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of LSU SP, Playfly Sports, or the university is strictly prohibited. Sports Radio Network, a division of LSU SP and Playfly Sports.
Trusted to finish what others start, Wesley Construction. Learn more at wesleyyusa.com or follow us on LinkedIn.
Eagle 98.1, WDGL and AC1 Baton Rouge. Eagle 98.1 Game Day is on the air. Presented by Super Chevy and Yingling, your local Super Chevy dealers and Yingling Flight. It's time to talk LSU football on the flagship home of the Tigers. Call 225-499-9898. It's Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Now, live from the Raising Cane's studio, here's Charles Hanagriff and Richard Dickson.
It's all the same, only the names have changed. Another game, LSU's offense is wasting away. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Eagle 98.1 Game Day. I'm Charles Hanagriff along with Richard Dickson. The Tigers fall in Tuscaloosa tonight by a score of 20-9, a score that I don't think does justice to just how ugly a football game we just watched. The only word I can come up with is excruciating to have watched what we did for 3.5 hours today. LSU with a interim head coach, a new play caller, and eventually in this game, another quarterback, still could not solve the offensive problems that have plagued this team all year. Whether it was Garrett Nussmeier or Michael Van Buren, LSU's trips into the red zone tonight once again did not produce touchdowns. 4 trips in, producing only 9 points. Maybe the first drive of the second half sort of encompassed what I felt was the entire theme of the evening. The first drive of the second half, LSU started with a penalty because, of course, they did. They had 10 penalties on the night, and I was astonished when I saw that number after the game because it felt like there were twice as many. Started with a penalty and then actually moved down the field to get them in position with the help of actually a penalty on Alabama. That was a face mask call that knocked Nussmeier's helmet off. They got down into the red zone, and then the fun started. First, you had a delay of game. Then, coming out of the delay of game, you had you had to call a timeout
to avoid
another delay of game. And then you had a sack when Alabama was rushing 3. And Nussmeier, for some inexplicable reason, continued to go backwards. What started out as 1st and goal at the 8 ended up as 4th and goal at the 27. 1 penalty, 1 sack, 1 burnt timeout, and nothing. They didn't even get the ball into the end zone. They didn't even get the ball in the direction of the end zone. It was that kind of night. LSU winning this game. hoping to run the football, swearing that they would try to run the football, and they did, but they didn't run the football. 2 yards, a little over 2 yards a carry tonight, 59 yards total, and 37 of those came on one long Harlem Berry run. 10 penalties, 2 turnovers, 3 sacks, and 7 other tackles for losses. More pressure on the quarterback when at most of the time Alabama was rushing 3, which is shades of the Ole Miss game. LSU made the quarterback change after that series that I just gave you. Michael Van Buren came in, and I said at halftime, I was like, look, give him a shot just to see if you can get a spark. Made a few plays, but ultimately, again, this offensive line is just not going to hold up, even against what is by nowhere close to Alabama's championship-level defenses, in my opinion. Yeah. They're pretty good, but do I think that this Alabama team is on the same level as some of Saban's championship teams? I do not. The quarterback is very good, and they run some nice stuff, but I don't see them as one of those championship level teams. But they were far better than LSU tonight. The Tigers defense kept them in it. Amazingly, LSU was in a 1-score game in the fourth quarter, and I just didn't think that was possible given what I had seen most of the night. My wife made a comment when the score was 17-9. She said, they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion. You think that's likely? I said, I don't know about the 2-point conversion. I don't think the touchdown's likely. Okay, first. I mean, driving the down the field at that point, I think they can get to the 20. If they put the goal line at the 20, maybe they would have been able to score. But, Rich, it was a frustrating, like I said, I use the word excruciating because it seemed like it was 1st and 15 every time they moved the chains tonight. You had a 5-yard penalty. You had a tackle for loss in the backfield. You had a sack. We counted, I think it was 7 drops tonight. You just can't play much uglier than that. I thought early on Alex Atkins did some nice things play calling in the first quarter. I thought the screen game in the middle of the field did a nice job of buying them a little bit of room. I thought it maybe gave them a little bit of breathing room in the pass game. I thought it gave Nussmeier a little bit of a chance, but Alabama quickly made the adjustments and took that away. And again, they couldn't run. And for Nussmeier, I don't know what's going on with him. I really don't. He was a very good quarterback, and it seems like every week this is getting worse. He, I think, was injured earlier in the season. I think he's still hurting, but the decision-making is mind-boggling that what's going on with him. Like, he flat refuses to throw the ball down the field. And for the guy that was the gunslinger, that's maybe the most baffling thing of all. He completed 18 out of 21 passes tonight, but for an average of about a little over 5 yards per attempt. And even with some of the things that were working in the screen game, I thought, gosh, there's got to be a play down there somewhere, and it just really never materialized.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was I like what they did early in the game as far as like getting him out the pocket. We're talking about rolling out. We talked about that Friday. Else we hadn't seen, moving the launch point. And I thought they had success early on, and he threw the screen game, got outside. But that's stuff that you run to build bigger plays off of, and I felt like we never built anything off of it. Like you said, I think in the first half, high completion percentage, but he had an average of 5 yards per attempt or 5 yards per completion. We didn't take the ball down the field. The only one that really comes to mind is there was a play down the field with Trey'Dez Green. And, for me, Trey'Dez is going to be he's still a great athlete, but once he learns how to use that body, like when you're 6'7", you're going against a 6'2" defender, you got to leave your feet and go up there and make that play, use your advantage, high point the ball. And it was a tough throw. But besides that, I felt like we built this game plan. What we talked about a lot of the times is I thought the script was good tonight. I think we came out in our first 20 plays with the game plan and decided they were going to run was very successful, but they were never to build after it.
Green, I'm sure it was frustrating to watch that they didn't try to get him the ball in the red zone at all. And even at one point, I think it was Sean McDonough said on the broadcast, or they can even have Tre'Davious Green in the game. And then when it came time for him to make the play, and this is 17-9, okay? LSU with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. And LSU is trailing by 8 points in a game where it feels like they're down by 28. But they're down 8 points. And Van Buren puts one on the money. And Green is off to the races. I mean, he's gonna get to midfield before he sees anybody in a red shirt. And he dropped it. There are times where you call the right play. Your offensive line actually gave him time for once, and Van Buren puts it right there, and Green dropped it. So it was always something tonight. I'll give the coaching staff credit for at least trying some new things, those things we talked about offensively. Chris Hilton is still on the team. We saw him tonight, but didn't really get a whole lot of production there. We saw them again try some different concepts in the run game. Had just a tiny bit of success with it early, but not really much of anything they could sustain. And then the turnovers. And the coaching staff had one bad miscue at the end of the first half when LSU got the ball a 3rd down and 11 from their own 19-yard line, and there's 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the game, in the half. And you tell me, Rich, what are the chances at that point, given the way Nussmeier was playing, that LSU was going to convert?
It's not a good play call.
11.
It's not a good play call. The play was there. Xavier Thomas had an in-breaking route for the first down. Could have been there.
That they didn't throw.
They didn't throw it. But, look, I'm going to say I'm not liking the play call and putting Garrett Nussmeier in that situation. But Garrett Nussmeier is a fifth-year guy. He's got to play a little bit more smart. That it is you hit the wide-open guy, you throw the wide-open guy, or you take the sack. Like, he's got to understand there's a good time to take a sack, too.
With 1 minute and 7 seconds to go at their own 19-yard line and 3rd down and 11, I would put their chances of scoring on that drive about equal to me of flapping my arms and flying to the moon. And Alabama, what makes it – this is situational football, okay?
Alabama does it.
Alabama doesn't have a timeout.
Yeah.
That's the whole key to this thing. If you run the football, okay, you make your yard, all right, the clock is going to go down to somewhere around 25 seconds, give or take, depending on how long the play takes. You're going to punt the football at 25 seconds. Alabama's going to get the ball, their own 25, 30-yard line with somewhere around 20 seconds to go, and their chances of scoring aren't great at that point.
They probably just run the ball at that point.
They probably do. They probably take it to the half and say, we'll take our 10-3 lead to the half. Instead, the incompletion stopped the clock. Alabama got the ball at their own 34-yard line with 52 seconds to go, which is an altogether different thing than what would have happened had LSU run the football. That was bad. That essentially cost you 7 points because Alabama gets behind you. It was one really nice throw by Simpson. He made a few of those tonight. So I don't want to watch that one again. I really don't. I know
so you're going to make me watch?
Yes, I'm going to make you. I know. We got to do the podcast on Tuesday. So of course we're going to, we're going to go back and watch it again. But this was an excruciating thing to watch.
It's just frustrating because everybody, look, no one gave LSU a shot outside of people inside of Baton Rouge who felt a little bit of an energy change. There's a little bit of hope that Frank kind of rallied the troops, and I felt like the defense played very inspired. I think the defense played their butts off.
Yeah, they kept them in.
I think everybody played pretty hard. I mean, there was some coaching mishaps, and I think that in the play calls, and then you have the one that just boils my blood is the delay of game timeout to save another delay of game.
Yeah, that first drive of the second
half.
The
drives me insane.
That pretty much epitomizes
so if you really want to talk about it, it's the last drive of the first half, and then you don't make up for it with the first drive of the second half. It's just bad decision making. But I felt like the guys played inspired.
You had a chance there to get the twofer. If you got points at the end of the first half, points to start the second half, you actually did get a field goal on that first drive of the second half, but it felt like a loss given how they had
we didn't score another touchdown in the game.
How they had gotten there. And again, I'll use the word excruciating, because answer me this. Watching the personnel for both of these teams, did you feel like LSU was outclassed athletically?
No, I don't feel like this is a really good – this is a good Alabama team. I don't feel like it's a really imposing team. Like, they do some things good. Ty Simpson throws a great ball. They run a pro-style offense, but they don't impose their will on you. I don't feel like they're that just much more physical and better athletes. I just felt like, on offense, we don't play very tough. That's something we've talked about all year long. I feel like even on defense, their guys always seem to fall forward. Our guys always seem to fall back.
They asked Booger at halftime, what's the difference in the game? And he said, Alabama's quarterback is playing really well, and LSU's quarterback is playing very poorly.
Yeah.
Which, yes, that's it. LSU loses at 20-9 tonight. We'll take your phone calls. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home, with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Alabama wins it by a score of 20-9. The Hooters hotline is open 499-9898. Jared is in Youngsville to start us off. Jared, welcome into the show.
Thanks, Charlie. Man, give me something optimistic to be about this offensive line. We have seen nothing, and give me something going into the future. Is it? Do we have pieces?
They're going to be coached by somebody else. That's what I can give you.
And they'll have game time experience.
They will be coached by somebody else.
But do we have any dudes right now or coming?
You have some guys that have some potential. Okay, Carius Kern's a guy that we like. He's physical. He's got a mean streak to him. He got absolutely demolished tonight. I mean, there were times where he's not really a tackle. We've said that over and over again. He's really a guard, but their problem is they're running out of tackles. So they put him out there, and he simply doesn't have the feet to play tackle. And now you're in his head because not only is he getting beat,
now he's jumping off sides.
He's jumping off sides. He's false starting and everything. So you've gotten into his head a little bit. We saw them replace Weston Davis at right tackle tonight with Ori Williams. I got to go back and look at it. I didn't see him get beat as bad as I saw Davis get beat early in this game. That's been ongoing with him. So what can I tell you? These guys were all highly recruited, or they came out of the transfer portal where they had started somewhere else. I think we've said this a number of times. I think the coach has done a poor job coaching that unit. They are not fundamentally sound at all. What can I tell you? They're going to be coached by somebody else. That's my optimism for next year.
And it's frustrating. I mean, and I'm going all the way back to camp. But when you watch some of these guys in one-on-one drills when they know it's going to happen, they block pretty good.
Yeah.
When they're just going off their natural ability of what got them to the point where they were recruited so highly, they're good in those one-on-one situations. But when they get into a game and people start moving, and to me that comes back to coaching. Or you coach to understand when he gets a wide nine and watch where he's going and how to play with leverage and where to put your feet, where to put your hands, and where your eyes should be looking. To me, a lot of the problems where they struggle is just fundamentally from before the snap.
A lot of technique problems.
Yeah,
a lot of technique problems. Matt is wherever Matt is. Matt, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So a lot of the things I don't even know where to start, but anyway, we're talking about 10 penalties. I don't have a problem with the penalties if they call it both ways. I mean, we're going with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We have 10 penalties. They have one, and they were like 3 yards out of bounds and just turns around and slings them, and the guy goes to grab his flag and just lets it go. But anyway, it's not the reason why we lost the game, but it just still drives you nuts because you know where you are in Tuscaloosa. But what is the deal with throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage? We've been doing that all year, and it's just been blown up. Van Buren comes in there, first play from line of scrimmage, first play, throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage, loses 3 yards. I just started laughing. I'm like, Barry carries the ball for 32 yards, I think with, 14 minutes maybe left in the second quarter, carries the ball for 32 yards. He touches the ball one more time the rest of the second quarter. And so it's like we've been doing the same thing. It was like nothing changed a lot in here. And we're watching the exact same things happen. We get away from the things that work. We throw the ball downfield, works. Throw the ball downfield, gains. Then we just turn around 3 plays, balls behind the line of scrimmage. And so it just seems like it never improved. But I know we had 2 fumbles, missed a 30-yard field goal. So it was a lot on ourselves that we missed. I mean, Trey'Dez Green dropping balls too. So we just didn't make the plays to keep us in the game. But should I just move on because we're going to get a new offensive coordinator? But I'm just thinking, I guess I'm just ranting because I'm so frustrated with the play call.
It's easy to get.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's easy to get frustrated watching this thing. The passes behind the line of scrimmage to me are a product of the fact that they can't run the football.
You're watching a very unconfident offense. They don't feel good about anything they
That's
can do.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
everybody's unconfident. Like, can I call a deep shot and can they protect long enough? Can I make a run play where we can get off and get a push? I mean, the easy thing to do is throw a pop screen. Let them out there, let an athlete go try to make a play, get somebody one-on-one and make them miss. I mean, to me, they're just hitting the easy button. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do when you don't feel confident anywhere else.
I thought it was a good idea early. It was one way
to do it to set up the deep stuff.
Yeah.
And we're doing it to run our offense. That's the problem.
I mean, it in the first quarter, okay, you've done some things. You've shown some looks that you haven't before to get your quarterback into some kind of a flow of the game where he's not just getting hit in the mouth every time. So you can slow down, you hope, the pass rush a little bit, and you get some of your playmakers with the ball. But Alabama adjusted to it.
And we didn't adjust after that. I mean,
that's correct.
But to go to the penalties thing, I mean, I've watched a lot of other LSU Alabama games where I talk about calls. This isn't one. The one play I agree, when the guy was slung out of bounds,
when he flung him,
that should have been a personal foul. But I mean, 10 penalties, 6 of them are false starts at least.
Yeah, all of these are you got to call them.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing else.
The hands to the face on Guillory was hands to the face. I mean,
it was.
Most of the ones when I go back and think of the penalties, they're all good. I mean, they're all penalties.
I would love to be.
I'm more frustrated about. You want to talk about one call, and I know it's probably called right, but I hate the Van Buren slide and they hold him up by a foot.
Yeah,
I mean, you beg every commentator, every coach, every official. You work all season about pushing quarterbacks to slide, and then when you have a guy make a good play, and he obviously had 2 or 3 more yards he could have easily gotten, and then you penalize him for sliding. That's the one that frustrates me.
Yeah, I think you make a good point because it's pretty subjective when the hips are beginning to go down. Okay, I mean, again, we're looking at this in real time, and we're trying to put it within inches of where his hips start to go down. The first 2 inches that his hips are dropping. I mean, really. Now, I think
running back's hips drop to make a cut. So, like, if he drops his hip and his feet go out from him and slide, like I don't like that ruling.
Well, the intent of the rule is good.
That's from the Pittsburgh guy doing a fake slide.
Oh, Kenny Pickett. Yeah. Well, what I think the intent of the rule is. We see it a lot, especially with games that are on turf, and especially if there's any kind of moisture, is you see a guy slide for 4 yards, okay? If he's running full speed and he goes to slide, he ends up sliding.
He should be down where his butt hits the ground.
Okay, yes. That's what I think too. But the rule before they started this thing with you're down where you start your slide is the quarterback would take the entire slide would count. And that wasn't fair to the defense because once he's on the ground sliding, you can't hit him. Yeah, you can't touch him. So you're essentially like a guy sliding into a base, and you end up with 3 or 4 extra yards. So I like the intent of the rule. Hey, listen, where you start your slide, but I'm kind of with you. It's like not when.
I get it in the NFL because when you slide and technically you're not down till somebody touches you. So I would get why that rule makes more sense in the NFL.
Yeah, but if you're giving yourself up feet first, then
in the college game, if you touch the ground, you're down. So if you're giving yourself up, I just think it should be where your butt hits the ground.
I agree with you. Ryan is in Central Arkansas on the Hooters hotline. Ryan, welcome into the show.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I guess tonight feels like summing it up the way the whole season's felt. It's like going to the dentist, getting your wisdom teeth taken out. I remember hearing you say something, Charlie, a couple weeks ago after the Vanderbilt game. You said that you had a guy that's really into football, really knows his football, and he said, "I hate this team."
Mm-hmm. He said it to me again tonight.
I never felt like that. I am saying it to you. I told my wife during the game, I'm at work, and I said, "I hate this team. I don't hate these players, but I hate this team. We do not play good situational football, and
call it what it is. They play a lot of dumb football.
Yeah,
they make a lot of dumb plays. I'm sorry, they just do.
And it's sad because, like, I'm going back to what y'all were saying earlier. Like, I didn't feel like watching LSU on this field that they looked out-talented matched. Like, there are moments where I liked our matches way more than theirs. We are just all year, all in all, the IQ level of some of our staff is not up to par to LSU standard. It's just not with the talent that we have. And that's an indictment on the coaches. more than it is on the players and putting them in good situations to make plays. This next hire is I cannot stress you how pivotal it is. It's critical to make this hire right. Because if this one doesn't hit the mark, buddy, we got to be careful. We're going to end up like Florida the next decade or Tennessee, what they dealt with for a long time. But that's my thoughts, and I'll leave with you guys. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate the call. The football IQ stuff, when you see them, how many timeouts have they burned this year because they can't get a play in? Okay, and that sequence that we talked about at the beginning, the first drive of the second half, epitomizes a lot of what they have done. The operation of getting the play in, getting up to the line of scrimmage. There's another thing that I wanted to ask you. How many plays do you think that Nussmeier was changing at the line? Because there were times where you're running into bad numbers. It looked like, we'll look at it closer when we see the film, but it just appeared to me at first watch that we ran into some bad number situations. No,
I agree. There's a lot of runs that, if typically you have a run pass called in every play, and you can check the either or. At least that's how it was for us. And there's so many times that we run into bad numbers. And, like Nuss is, I'm assuming he's allowed to check a lot of these things. I mean, every quarterback I've been playing.
Does he have time?
Sometimes they do have time, but I think that they get out the huddle so late. To me, there's an operation that the quarterback is responsible for getting. Like, you get the play, I get that, but then they kind of walk to the line. Like there's a sense of urgency as a quarterback is you're cussing these guys out. Get to the line, get moving, get fast. Everybody move, and they just play lackadaisical. And I'm not calling them lazy, but they take so long to get to the line. And then the amount of times, like, it's frustrated me for 2 years with Nussmeier. The amount of times that he's called a timeout with 20 seconds on the play clock because he's already feeling like something's wrong. I mean, either you're putting too much on him or take it off. But either he can do it or he can't. But obviously, it's been a problem.
Can we go back? Do we need to go back to the cartoon boards
on
the side? Where there's a waterfall and a horse and a motorcycle and Homer Simpson. And, hey, we're going to run Homer Simpson on this, on this play. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. We'll take a break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith,
If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Lot Mayor Sean Fagan and Associates.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're
98.1.
$20 to 9, the final score. 499-9898 is the number to call. The Hooters hotline is open. Wayne is in Eunice. He's next. Wayne, welcome into the show.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Good. Look, I'm a big Tiger fan, and I love LSU. And I know all these guys are getting paid money to play football, but I'm starting to wonder: are they betting against themselves?
No, I don't think that. And it's a pretty serious topic because there were more suspensions coming out this week. But no, I can say with a great deal of confidence, no.
Because the way we play it sure looks like it.
You're not hurting. I mean, you're not making $20,000 on this. These guys, Nussmeier got rumor $3 million to come back this year. Is what the number was. Whatever it was. The bets like that, no, nobody's gonna do that with their NFL career on the line. I mean,
no, I don't think that's what's happening here. You do have a crisis of confidence, though. Yeah. I think watching Nussmeier right now it's disturbing. It's like we were talking during the break. We've seen baseball players that all of a sudden get a case of the yips, like Chuck Knobloch or Steve Sachs or Rick Ankiel, and all of a sudden something that has been very natural to them their entire life, just all of a sudden goes south on them, and a skill that they are learned is not there anymore. And I never thought I'd see the day where Garrett Nussmeier was afraid to throw the ball down the field.
I'm trying to remember, there was a quarterback recently, I want to say it was in the NFL rookie year, that started getting hit a lot, and he said that he was seeing ghosts.
You're gun shy, yeah.
Gun shy,
sure.
and I feel that's what Nussmeier's at right now. I mean, this offensive line's been so bad. He's made bad decisions, but it is now affecting his head. Like it's gotten to his head to where he's seeing things he's not seeing anymore. I mean, like it is so mental with him right now that I think he's just gotten to the point where he's gun shy.
And you can see him at the end of the game. I mean, emotionally, the guy's a wreck.
Yeah.
He came back because they really thought that they had a team that could make a run, and this thing is just going so horribly bad. I feel for him, but I don't know what is going on there.
No, I think he was rightfully pulled.
They had to take him out of the game.
Yeah, he was rightfully pulled today.
They were probably a series short. I thought they would come out of the locker room with Van Buren, but no, it's difficult to watch right now. I don't know what's going on. I feel for him a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough.
Back to the Hooters hotline. Jason is in Gonzales. Jason, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. A couple points. I think Keys is a great linebacker, but he cannot be left in coverage no more. He got beat bad versus Vandy. He got beat bad tonight. missing Witt is a huge part of this defense. PJ looked great at times, and it showed his youth at times. As for Nuss and guys like that, I think the O-line showed that it don't matter who it is behind center, that they're bad. But I like that Frank made choices to change out Davis and Williams and swap them out. And I think Horry played a pretty good game, just watching it from the television. But I'm going to hang up and listen to what y'all got to say. Thank y'all, and go Tigers.
Thank you. I thought Keys had a really good game against Florida.
Yeah.
When he had to go in the game after, 3 plays, I think, when Weeks got the targeting penalty. I don't know that he's had what I would call a great game since. I thought he played okay at Vanderbilt. Thought he did some nice things there. He is a liability in coverage.
Well, I think that they've schemed him up. They've understand how to get him one-on-ones with the tight end who's very athletic, who can move. They've figured out how to get him in a mismatch.
Yeah. What do you just regular? Because the defense played well enough. They kept him in it tonight. I mean,
this came in on the defense.
They were asked to do a lot tonight.
I mean, we got 4 times in the red zone, miss a field goal, end up with 9 points. We don't ever get in the end zone. The defense made the stops, got a turnover when it was big.
Got more pressure tonight on
more
the quarterback.
pressure, stopped them on 4th down. There was a lot of good things. I mean, look, the ball where Keys got beat, that was a hell of a ball. That's
a really nice throw,
perfectly thrown ball that's right over the tip of his fingers. I'm not crushing Keys for that.
No.
But it was, to me, like I felt like the defense played their ass off. I thought they played very inspired, tried to make some plays. When you get turnovers like that and they turn into field goals instead of touchdowns, it starts to be deflating.
Yeah. Look, Keys has done some nice things. He's got some issues in coverage, but he's not the only linebacker that can't run with that
Perkins has struggled in coverage at times. I mean, that's a very good tight end. But when you talk about it, and I think I heard it in the first half, maybe first quarter, when they were talking to Blake Baker, and he said that missing Whit Weeks is like missing your All-American quarterback.
Yeah,
like getting everybody aligned.
Perkins probably his best game since the opener tonight. He was pretty active. He ended up leading LSU in tackles. 499-9898 is the number to call. Jason is in Gonzales. Jason, welcome into the show. Joshua in Baton Rouge. Joshua, welcome into the show.
Hey, man, we could talk about how this Alabama team was eminently beatable by about 15 out of the previous 20 years, but guys, just they're killing the game. And I'm not. This isn't a good LSU team. I accept that. I think a lot of Tiger fans accept that. But the fact that it's not LSU. It's the Kirby Smart timeout, the 3 reviews in a row. Just what has happened to the game of and I'll shut up and let y'all talk about it. But it just what the game is just.
This was a bad football game, okay? This was a bad football game. I'll bet you when Alabama sits down and looks at this film, they're not going to be throwing a party either, okay? They won the game, and they were in control of this game. But I wouldn't look at this if I were Kalen DeBoer and went, that's gonna win us a title right there. That's going to get us.
That's getting you beat in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, that'll get you beat in the SEC championship game. That game that they played today against what I saw from Texas A&M the last few weeks will get them beating Atlanta if those 2 teams end up holding up for the SEC title game. Again, they won it. The quarterback's really good, but they can't run the ball either.
No,
60-something
yards. I mean,
not even 56
they
tonight.
weren't very good either.
So they've got issues, but those it's a lot easier when you're winning. To go ahead and fix those issues.
Yeah, and to his point, I'm not saying what's wrong with the game. It was very frustrating to me that when Van Buren gets in, and it's like you have 2 first downs, go immediately to review. I mean, it was like review after review after review.
No, that's frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it was just miserable. And the timing of the game, when they went back and reviewed it, were they probably the right calls? Yes. But, I mean, it just slowed down the game, slowed down momentum. Anything that Van Buren was trying to get going, it stopped and slowed everything up.
It makes you want to throw things at your television set.
I didn't do that tonight.
Very good. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Sean is in Baton Rouge. Sean, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Richard, since you were teammates with
Kelvin Shepherd. I'm curious, what did you think of him as a teammate, and do you think he'd be a good college coach?
Kelvin's a dog. I mean, we came in together, redshirted his freshman year. The guy that really grew, understood the game. I think the player from watching him as a freshman to where he was his redshirt sophomore year and junior year, phenomenal. I mean, he's a guy that I tell the story all the time that I had to want to fight and cuss at practice because he was so smart that when we're trying to run individual drills one-on-one versus the defense, and he's calling out our plays, and I'm like, Kelvin, I get it. You see this every day. Shut up. Just let us run the goddamn play.
Yeah.
But he was one of those guys. I mean, he uses his head. Very smart guy. Breaks down offenses, understands what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and why they're going to do it. And that's why he had such a great NFL career.
I don't have any doubts about Kelvin Shepherd's football acumen to be able to run a team. I think he is on such a fast track to go from
been coaching for 5 years,
right? To get to be a defensive coordinator on a legitimate Super Bowl contending team that quickly. When in 2020 he was I'm trying to remember the title.
Player personnel director.
Yeah, it wasn't even an on-the-field coaching position. Where the question that I would ask is the head coaching job at a school like LSU is so much more than football. You now have to be. First thing is you got to be a fundraiser. I mean, you just have to be. And the second thing is you got to be essentially a double agent. You have to play on one side the general manager's role of, you have to interact with that general manager to put your roster together. And then you have to, on behalf of your players, end up negotiating with them. There's a lot of things that you got to go do that really don't have anything to do with the X's and O's of football. And I would question if he wants to do that at this point. Like Joe Brady, I don't think wants to do that. He's like, let me go coach my quarterbacks. Let me go call my plays, and let me run my NFL season. And when that's over, I don't really want to go recruiting every day. I don't want to go fundraising every day. Maybe Shepherd wants to. I don't know. But that would be the question that I would have.
The only thing I know Kelvin, I think he would do anything in the world, whether he wanted to do it or not, to bring LSU back to the prominence that he wants them to be at. I don't question that. And I get that, being a head coach at a program like this comes with so much more. I think it's a little bit different today with the amount of staff they had. I think what we talked about this year, there's more staff than players on this team for the first time in a long time. You have a GM, you have an assistant GM, you have guys over NIL, you have NIL directors. You have a lot of people in place to do a lot of those things. And like I said, I don't know if it's something he wants to do. I know it's something he could do eventually.
Yeah.
And I know that there's one thing without a doubt is that players respect the hell out of him. Players love him.
Yeah, that part I have no questions about.
As far as leading a group of men, there's no question that he could do it.
You turn around from coaching, from being a defensive coordinator, to having 100 people working for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big adjustment to make. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Back to the phones, and Elmer's in Baton Rouge. Elmer, welcome into the show.
Yeah, I had, I guess, one I'd like somebody to comment on. The Tigers gave up 3 points in the second half, but at the end of the first half, without Alabama having any timeouts, it would seem like it would have been a good idea to take a sack on that third down as opposed to throwing the ball away. That way you could have run off another 30 seconds. I thought they didn't take advantage of the fact that Alabama didn't have any that used the early timeouts, timeouts early in the game. I thought that was significant going in to the half at 10-3 as opposed to 17-3.
Huge.
Absolutely. We talked about it probably 3 or 4 calls back.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It was a bad mistake by the staff. They should have run the football.
It's a two-way bad.
You don't even put that in Nussmeier's hands at that point. You turn around, you hand the ball off, you run the clock down, you punt. Alabama gets the ball with about 20 seconds to go, and more than likely, if you get a reasonable punt, Alabama runs the football. They go in the locker room at 10-3. No, that was a bad mistake on the sideline.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what that was it. I don't have a problem with them throwing the ball. It's just that at some point you had to pull it in and run.
I did. I had a problem.
Tough decision, but it was critical. All right, I appreciate the comments and
thank you. I appreciate the call. The way Nussmeier was going at that point, he had completed a lot of passes, but he looked comfortable to you? No. I'm going to take the ball out of his hands at that point. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to hand the ball to whoever's back there. I'm going to run the clock, and I'm going to get to the locker room.
But I agree with you. But if you're already saying at that point in the first half that you don't trust your quarterback to make the right decision,
I'm sorry, I didn't. I mean, if that score is 27-24, and he's humming, man. He's got it going on.
You feel like you can complete it.
Yeah. I didn't have that kind of confidence in the offense at that point. 499-9898 is the number to call. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools.
The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Alabama wins it by a score 20-9. 499-9898 is the number on the Hooters hotline. Jules is in Abbeville. Jules, welcome into the show.
Oh, hola, fellas. Que pasa? Well, you know, when you start the game off on a false start on your first play from scrimmage, it's not going to go well. That missed Alabama field goal, my first thought was, oh, Lord, LSU is going to go 3 and out, and Bama's going to come back and score a touchdown. I've seen it probably 40 times in my life playing Alabama. But, Charles, I keep hearing, and Richard, too, I keep hearing about how much talent LSU has. Do we have more talent than Indiana?
I don't know. Indiana's played really well. I think you've got some individual talent on this team. They have not played – before Kelly left, he must have used the term complementary football 100 times, okay? They have not played well on both sides of the ball at any point this year. So when you say talent, do I think that the talent has been developed? No. Was the talent overrated? Yeah, I'm willing to say that at this point, that we overestimated how much talent was on this team, especially the guys in the transfer portal. And I'm guilty of that. I saw guys that had success somewhere else. Nick Anderson's a good example of that. Anderson had double-digit touchdowns at Oklahoma 2 years ago. I thought that he would be a big part of this offense. He wasn't, okay? I thought that Patrick Payton, who had double-digit sacks at Florida State, would be more of a pass rusher. Well, that really hasn't happened. He's had flashes here and there, but I think he's got 2 sacks on the season.
Pyburn,
Pybur's been okay.
Brown.
Again, I've seen flashes here and there.
It's hard to comment on Barry Brown and Nick Anderson with the way the entire offense is going.
That's fair too.
It's really hard to say. Are they playing bad? Or are they not getting the opportunity to get the ball down the field? Defensively, yeah, I think Peyton, we expected some of those things. In Pyburn, I feel like we get back there a lot. We don't finish a lot of tackles. I mean, the one that drove me crazy today was when Ty Simpson got hit in the backfield by Peyton, and he slips through his arms and goes for a first down.
That was the hands of the face.
Yeah, and it was a penalty anyway, but still I'm frustrated
right
there. So, talent-wise, I think that we're probably more talented than Indiana. I don't think we played together as a whole or as a group or as a team as good as anybody.
And, again, the quarterback, I'm sorry, it's the most important position on the field. Indiana had the ball, had to go the length of the field in less than 2 minutes with no timeouts, and their season wasn't on the line because they could still make the playoffs even if they had lost that game. But they're trying to keep their undefeated, streak, going. Game's on the line. Mendoza gets sacked on the first play. So it's 2nd and 17. Clock's running. Got no timeouts. You're down. You're on the road. Penn State has had a rough year, but they're still Penn State. There's still some talent on that defense. And he throws a strike on the next one, man. I mean, about a 22-yard strike. And then they go down, and he throws the winning touchdown pass. The kid made a terrific catch to get in there. Booger at halftime. What's the difference in these two teams? Alabama's quarterback's playing better than LSU's quarterback.
The drive you're talking about with Indiana, I mean, that's Ty Simpson when we give him the ball with 50 seconds left to go close out the half. He hits a deep ball, makes another good throw, a high-point ball to Ryan Williams. I mean, quarterbacks make plays when they have to make plays to keep the team in the game, and we're just not having that going.
Yeah, and getting back to the talent thing, well, what if we send you Oklahoma's leading receiver from a year ago? Well, that sounds pretty good on paper. But Bauer Sharp has turned the ball over. He hasn't, again tonight you had another turnover. His blocking at times has, left a little bit to be desired. But it sounded good, right?
Yeah.
Here comes Oklahoma. This guy led Oklahoma in receptions last year.
Barry Brown.
Sure, yeah. Barry Brown, SEC record holder for kickoff returns. Well, he's playing with bad quarterbacks up at Kentucky, or his numbers would have been better. Well, this quarterback didn't really get him the ball as much as we had hoped either. 499-9898 is the number. Mike is in Gonzales. Mike, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
All right.
Hey, kind of a question, not off the football game, but going into next season, kind of wondering who you think you got, who I think our next coach will be. And, Tyrann Mathieu, who is my all-time favorite LSU player, put his name out there. I know he's not going to be a head coach and stuff, but why would you not want to bring that guy on and have him part of your next coaching staff? And I'll leave it with that.
Okay. I would love to have him back involved with the program. If that's what his career after football is going to be, if he wants to go into coaching, I'm gonna bring you in. So
that's a player personnel staff, right? That's where you bring a guy in there.
Not his head coach, but I got no problem bringing Tyrann Mathieu back into the building. Sure, so sign me up. I mean, I can't. Head coach is not realistic. He hasn't coached yet. This is not a beginner's job.
If you're having questions about Kelvin Shepard being the head coach, then you're certainly not going to go right to Tyrann Mathieu.
But bring Tyrann Mathieu back in somewhere on staff. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And maybe it is the first year is something like what Shepard started.
A player personnel or a
quality control assistant.
Or a secondary analyst. Something like that, where you get time with them in the film room, time with them in the locker room.
Get acclimated to how the new coach wants things done. Yeah, I'm all for that. Jimmy is in Baton Rouge. Jimmy, welcome into the show.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
All right.
Hey, I want to say this. A couple of answers were made tonight, in my opinion. I think the defense is good. I think we need to leave the defensive people in place for the most part. I thought offense was nice. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. What do you mean leave the defense in place? You're talking about for the last 3 games or for next year?
I apologize. Staff-wise.
Oh.
Staff-wise, if that makes sense. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, I
do know we have people coming in.
I got you. My answer on that has always been the same. If whoever the new head coach is wants to keep them, then by all means. But I don't want I don't want them to be. I don't want it to be a mandate. That you have to keep this guy, you have to keep that guy. And listen, Brian Kelly made some mistakes. If he had it to do over again, he would have kept Blake Baker the first time. He would have kept he would have kept Corey Raymond the first time.
100%.
Probably Tommy Moffitt. Okay, if he had to do all over again. But you gotta let the coach. You gotta let the coach do what he thinks is best. The people that he's comfortable working for him. And if that's anybody on the staff, that's fine. But I don't want it mandated.
But can I ask you this though? That being said, it's not like you're getting a slappy in Blake Baker. But the question I guess I throw at this is, with the buyouts and how much money we're spending, does it become a deal where, hey, look, he's not a bad coordinator. We have to keep him. You can get these other folks.
If you're spending $56 million to buy out one person, you're not worried about another $10 million to buy out the rest of them.
What's the?
He's making a good point.
What's the rest of it? If whoever comes in decides to keep Blake Baker as a defensive coordinator, I won't have a big problem with that.
Dickson, great point. Great point.
Thank you for the call. If whoever comes in says we want to keep the offensive line coach, I would probably have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I think Brian Kelly might have had a problem with that.
Yeah, probably so. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Patrick is in Baton Rouge. Patrick, welcome in the show.
Hey, guys. Look, I know everyone's talking about the next head coach, but what really worries me is what's happening above the football program. Jeff Landry's public disrespect towards Scott Woodward, a guy who's built trust with our biggest donors, help modernize LSU athletics, is a colossal mistake. You can't rebuild a program when the governor's office is busy tearing down the relationships that make it possible. My question is, how much long-term damage does that type of political meddling due to LSU's ability to attract the right coach, or keep the big money boosters engaged at all?
Thank you for the call. You're not the only person to ask that question. And I would have greatly preferred if the governor had phrased that differently.
Yeah.
What he said about the contracts, okay, I actually agree with, okay? I don't think that these coaches should get 10-year contracts. I think a 10-year contract, 10 years from today, how many coaches that are coaching in the SEC right now will be at their same job?
Yeah.
My guess is one, maybe, and maybe zero, okay? So I'm all for that. And I think anybody, I said this on the Daily Show, anybody that works for a living, I think is offended by the idea that somebody can get $50 million because they failed to go do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, that aggravates everybody. But in the next breath, you're saying we're going to go get the best football coach that there is, and there's a marketplace for it. I think that there was certainly some damage done, and I think you've seen the governor back off. You hadn't seen him say anything publicly since, and I'd greatly prefer it stay that way.
Yeah.
Okay? He put put his board in place. They got a president. President hired an athletic director. Now the athletic director's got to hire a coach. That's the way it's supposed to go. All right. Now they botched the execution of this when President Roos kind of got into a little word jumble here this week, and the semantics of it were acting and interim and all that stuff. So now that all of that is done, we get to see exactly what this did to it. Now, here's my thing for you, Rich. This is a good job. You can win here. You can make an obscene amount of money here. This is not a bad place to live. You know, everything you could want as a football coach is here. And football coaches, the good ones anyway, they're all alpha dogs.
Yeah.
I got to see a guy turn this thing down because of what a politician said when he can have the job of a lifetime. Now, it might be for a couple of candidates. It might be for Lane Kiffin. Hey, I got a chance to go to Florida, or I got a chance to go to LSU. You know what? Given that, I'm going to go ahead and go to Florida. But I got a hard time thinking that they're going to have very many people tell them no for this job, as long as your contract's, reasonable. The job is the job. It's a pretty good job.
I think, I agree with you for the most part. I think some of the older coaches might walk away from that. I mean, they're looking at, you said how many coaches are going to be coaching in 10 years. A lot of those guys are looking at finishing out their career.
Right.
Do they want to go mess with that while they're finishing out their career?
Okay, so in that case, they are walking away from the game. They're not walking away from the job.
A young guy is looking at LSU drooling. I think a guy in his mid-30s to upper 40s, a guy that hasn't really proven himself, and like, give me that. Give me LSU. Give me that ability to go recruit the I-10 corridor. Let me go down to New Orleans, Houston, to Pensacola. There's so many good things about that, and you see the talent that comes in and out of the state. I think for a young guy, there's nobody that they don't give a damn about what was said.
Right.
They know the football that can be played here and the ability that you have. But some of your older guys that are sitting there with $40 million buyouts right now, they're like, this guy don't want to give me another one of these?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I was more worried about an athletic director saying no. Like, after the governor just eviscerated Woodward, and there was no reason to do that.
No, it was stupid.
He could have.
He said a lot of things everybody agreed with, but you don't say.
Right. He could have fired Woodward. He said, listen, you hired the coach. It's going to cost us $50 million. Woodward wouldn't be the first athletic director fired because his football coach didn't work out. Okay, that's fine. Okay, whether it's fair or not, we can debate. But he didn't have to do it the way he did it. And I think
he was wrong, because and you correct me because you know a lot more about this than I do, but Woodward gets blamed with the $72 million buyout.
Yeah.
He was extended by another AD.
Who is now the AD at
Ohio State. So,
yeah.
They didn't have a problem with what he did in that $70 million buyout that everybody's putting on Woodward. Yeah, Woodward gave him the 10-year, $70 million, whatever it was, deal.
Yeah.
The $70-something million buyout that the governor put on, that everybody else keeps putting on, every ESPN person puts on him, that was extended by another guy when Woodward was trying. The thought Woodward was going to try to get Jimbo over here. And if they had such a problem with that, then why did Ohio State hire the guy that gave that $70 million buyout and bring him into Ohio State?
Yeah. I I agree. Yeah, and no, you got all of that was exactly the way it was. Now, and the reason I was worried about an athletic director is just what happened. If I'm not going to be allowed to hire the football coach, then why am I the athletic director? Because I'm going to get blamed for it if it goes wrong. It goes wrong, so at least let me do as I'm going to do. Now, that ended up not being a deal because they hired Verge, who has been here forever. He's a football guy. He's an LSU guy, and wanted this job. Okay, I mean, I don't think they had to do much convincing for Verge to take it. Now, if you think, well, Verge shouldn't be hired because of what happened in 2021, it's a perfectly reasonable opinion, and I respect that. But the fact they were able to get an athletic director that knows the landscape here, I thought that alleviated one of my big fears. Because if they had put this thing on the open market, it's like, I don't know. The last guy really got raked over the coals for, some of it was on him, but it's not like Woodward didn't do anything. Raised a lot of money.
Got Jay Johnson.
He hired some other really good coaches. Right. So, but again,
and nobody was questioning him when he hired Brian Kelly at the time. Everybody was like, "You went and stole that guy from Notre Dame."
On paper, Brian Kelly was the most qualified coach when they hired him that LSU had ever hired. Ever. Right. His resume when he got here compared to Nick Saban's resume when he got here, not now, 1999, there's no comparison.
No.
But it didn't work out. 499-9898 is the number to call on the Hooters hotline. Take a break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12681, offices in Baton Rouge.
WDGL and HD1 Baton Rouge. Eagle 98.1.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Alabama wins it by a score 20-9. Happy birthday to Michael. He's running the board.
Birthday.
He's
got a cake ready for you.
You know, the rest of his day will get better. This is a tough assignment on his birthday.
Saints play tomorrow?
Yeah, they do.
You a Saints fan?
No, he's a Raiders fan.
Okay, well then your day might get better.
I don't know if that's any better.
It might be a little bit.
Well, they played Thursday night.
So yeah, tomorrow's a great day for you.
You think you think this game was ugly? You should have seen that thing Thursday night.
No, I was too busy coaching the Central Lions.
Pat is in Baton Rouge on the Hooters hotline. Pat, welcome into the show.
Charlie, Rich, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Pat.
Nothing. And I'm sorry if you already talked about it. I've been kind of in and out of it. But I'm good. I don't think I need to see Nussmeier the rest of the year. And I understand, he's our starter. But, I mean, we're 5-4. We're not really probably going to do much. Hell, I don't mind seeing Colin Hurley. Just give me some life. Let me see something. I know the season's over. Give me something for the future. Even if these guys aren't here, just can we make it exciting, I guess is all I'm saying. And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, guys.
Pat, thanks for the call. Who do you think is going to start a quarterback next week?
Look, I thought what Michael Van Buren did, he did some good things, and it's not going to show. I felt like he got unfortunate. There was 4 drops when Van Buren got in the game.
Yeah.
Every drive while he was in the game was moving forward until you had a drop ball, the slide, which I don't like, and then the one on him is the fumble. And that one, to me, even after watching the replay, it's almost like the wind of the guy's hand.
Phantom fumble,
yeah, it was
right?
a phantom. But it's tough for me. Like, look, Nussmeier is a better pure thrower, but behind this offensive line, behind what they're trying to do, Nussmeier's in a situation to fail. I just don't feel like there's anything. He doesn't have the savviness and the cockiness and the mental upside to play through it at this point. But it's tough. I think Van Buren provides some things just because, like I said, he's not a runner, but he's quick. He moves. He can get rid of the ball quick. But Nussmeier's been here for a long time. It's hard for me to say take the ball out of his hands after he stuck through so many things.
They got a lot of time invested in Nussmeier. Not just the fact that he's been here for 5 years, but I mean the amount of practice reps, the amount of off-season stuff. I mean, there's a lot of time invested in Garrett Nussmeier. So benching him is earlier in the season. I didn't see it. I thought they had to in this game because he is there. There's something that is not right. Is it a physical injury, or like you say, is he seeing ghosts or whatever, crisis of confidence, whatever you want to call it, but he just is not operating the way I've seen him operate in the past. So what do you do? If I had to guess, I would say Van Buren will probably start next week, but that's just a guess. I don't know.
That decision's made in the locker room. I feel like when the coaches get a better aspect for it, if your players feel they have an advantage with Van Buren over Nussmeier, then you go that direction. And that's, to me, is like you're reading the room at this point.
And if Nussmeier doesn't start, is he going to play? Or are you going to shut him down for the last 3 games? I don't know. Is there
That's tough.
Yeah, is there an injury I don't know about? Or are you going to play them in some kind of tandem?
if he's coming out the game, I want to see him in street clothes. I mean, because to me, you got to make a decision. I would hate for him to become the backup quarterback for 3 games, and then something goes wrong, you throw him back in there. I don't see how that works within the team.
And there is, I realize that LSU fans that don't, and there's quite a lot of them that could care less about the NFL. They're college football fans, but you do have the lingering story of where he's going to go in the draft, and you have a certain responsibility to the team, but you also have a responsibility to kids. Every one of them that goes in there wants to make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, is he at this point hurting himself, his draft stock? It's come down a tremendous amount from where it was 2 months ago. Yeah. So, are you doing him a favor if you sit him down? You're just like, look, man, we're gonna shut this down for the last 3 games. Get right, and get yourself into the, the draft season, combine, pro day, all that stuff. I don't know. I could also see a scenario where he comes back and he starts next week. Maybe. I don't know. Were the tears at the end the recognition of some kind of finality? Am I reading too much into that?
Yeah.
I can't answer that question either. But right now I can't tell you with a lot of certainty that I know. I just on a guess, I'd say Van Buren probably starts next week. But that is nothing more than a pure D guess. I don't think Frank didn't say anything about it after the game, did he? That I heard.
I don't think he would. That's not something that
not the time for it.
Not the time for it. I mean, that's a really tough one for me because I think what's best for this team and this offensive line is probably Van Buren, just because Nussmeier's taking a beating all year long, and he doesn't have the skill set to avoid. But for a guy that's been here that long, and like you're saying, you're talking about NFL prospects, does Nussmeier want to come out here and try to correct something in the last 3 games to go into the draft season and show what he's capable of?
Wayne is in Eunice. Wayne, welcome into the show.
How am I get in tonight?
Yeah, go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
you
Wayne.
Hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nuss, I think he's be all right. He could probably end up in New Orleans, which I don't know how good that's going to be. But anyway, I think Van needs to start the next game because I think Nuss. I agree with you guys. He's just not with it, and the line's not there. Poor fella. I feel sorry for him. He's a good quarterback, great, but they're just not as set up for him.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it. So something's going wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And again, we can sit here and debate it all. I don't know how much he was hurt physically earlier in the season. Somewhat. Was it? Should if you had it to go back and do over again? I know what your answer is going to be. Would you have shut him down for the Southeastern and Ole Miss 100%. Games and given now the Southeastern game? I know the Ole Miss game too. All right, at that point you were still undefeated, but between those 2 weeks and the bye week, he would have had close to a month off to get right. Okay, if you had that to do it. This is not if you had it to do over again. We said at the time they should have sat him down for the Southeastern
especially when
game.
he comes back after the Ole Miss game and they start talking about the injury again.
And you need the bye week.
And you need the bye week
yeah.
for it. At that point, you shut him down to the bye week. I mean,
and if you lose the Ole Miss game, well, you lose the Ole Miss game, but you have him. You can afford 1 loss and still make the playoff. You can afford probably 2. You have a fully healthy, ready to go, rested Nussmeier for the rest of the season. We said that at the time, that Southeastern for sure. The Ole Miss game was, I think, a tougher call.
The injury deal, I mean, to me, that is one of the more mind-boggling things that I've seen since I've done LSU radio. Just what the coach was saying, what the player was saying, what your actions were. It was tough. But, I mean, what you saw tonight was it's in the head. There was nothing. I don't want to talk about any injury tonight. I don't think it was limiting. No. He ripped some balls when he needed to rip some balls. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of times where he just made bad decisions.
We had another question off the phone lines. Did you think you would? What did you think you would see schematically tonight? Different.
I thought I'd have seen a little bit more power run. The way they talked about it, I thought that they might have put Pyburn back there and just tried to run some downhill, get some heavy flow going forward. But we still stuck to the misdirection worked a few times, but it was still just a zone scheme that hasn't been effective.
I had another question off the phone lines for you, which was Verge Osbury and very well. What did you think of him taking the job as AD?
I love it. I mean, I know from a football player, he's very involved. I mean, the amount of conversations I've had with Verge as a player and now as a former player is special to me. I mean, he's a guy that knows everybody that played and wore that uniform. He knows what you did on the field. He's a guy that cares and watches everything. So, I mean, he's a guy that, for me, if you're talking about an athletic director, I know for a fact he's 100% in on football. Like, that's what he loves. So, I feel good about it.
499-9890 is the number to call. We'll take a break. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging.
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Stat Check. Presented by Luba Workers Comp. Luba Workers Comp, delivering genuine dependability.
Alabama 17 first downs, LSU 13 first downs. Total yards 344 for the Tide, 232 for the Tigers. Passing yardage 288 for Alabama, 173 for LSU. 22 of 36 for Alabama, 23 of 32 for LSU. Yards per attempt, 8 yards for Alabama, 5.4 yards for LSU. They were dinking and dunking it pretty good. Alabama 56 rushing yards on 26 carries, 2.2 yards per attempt. LSU 59 yards on 26 carries, 2.3 yards per rush.
An LSU-Alabama game where
115 yards rushing between the two teams.
2.2 and 2. That is mind-blowing to
me. The ghosts of teams past the 11 game or the 12
just
game.
About any game.
Those were the physical run to football. Not tonight. Penalties. LSU 10 for 74 yards. You know what I thought when I saw that? How is it only 10? It felt like it was 110.
We had some of them declined.
That's true. 10 accepted penalties. 2 for 25 for Alabama. I'm too tired to complain. 2 turnovers for LSU, 1 for Alabama. Time possession, 31-49 for the Tigers, 28-11 for the Tide. Third down conversions, 5 of 14 for LSU, 4 of 13 for Alabama. Individually for LSU, Garrett Nussmeier, 18 of 21. That sounds good. Only 121 yards, though. Michael Van Buren was 5 out of 11 for 52 yards. Ty Simpson, 21 of 35, 277, and a touchdown. Harlem Berry, LSU's leading ball carrier tonight with 12 carries for 66 yards. Caden Durham, only 3 carries for 4 yards. He look hurt to you?
He don't look right.
No, he's a little bit compromised. Michael Van Buren ended up carrying the ball 6 times tonight, and with the sacks that came out to even, basically. Daniel Hill, 7 carries for 21 yards, led Alabama. He had a touchdown. Jam Miller, 8 carries for only 13 yards. Xavion Thomas and Barrion Brown each had 5 receptions tonight for LSU. Thomas, 49 yards. Brown, 44 yards. Jeremy Bernard, 3 for 79 yards for Alabama. And Josh Cuevas had 4 catches. That was a big tight end. 58 yards on the night. Defensively, Harold Perkins with 9 tackles tonight, 5 solos, a sack, and a tackle for loss. That led LSU. West Weeks had 7 tackles, including 4 solos and a tackle for loss. Deontay Lawson with 9 tackles tonight, a half tackle for loss for Alabama, led the way for the Crimson Tide. Punting, Alabama punted 3 times for a 40-yard average. All 3 of them went inside the 20-yard line. LSU punted 4 times for an average of 38 yards. Only 1 of the 4 went into the or was inside the 20. Each kicker missed 1 short field goal. Ramos missed from 30. Tolfi missed from 25. They made the other 5 field goals that they attempted tonight. And that is your stat check. We're brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com. Since the 1930s, your Supreme Rice has been grown, milled, and processed in Southwest Louisiana. So support our Louisiana farmers and pick up Supreme Rice as we head toward the holidays. The brown, the medium grain, the long grain, the jasmine, and the parboiled rice. Restaurant quality for Supreme Rice. Pick it up wherever you buy rice, including at Rouse's, where we do the pregame and every week. Again, they're part of the Climate Smart program, which is promoting water conservation and reducing methane emissions. For more information and great recipes, go to SupremeRice.com. Take a break, come back with our final scoreboard. Eagle, 98.1 Game Day.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. The Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln College Football Scoreboard. Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln on airline under the giant American flag.
Still in progress out on the island, Hawaii, doing a number on the 7-1 San Diego State Aztecs. 38-6 is the score. 4.5 minutes to go in that one. Number 1, everything else is final. Number 1, Ohio State beat Purdue 34-10. Julian Sayin, 303 yards and a touchdown. Number 2, Indiana scored with less than a minute to go to beat Penn State 27-24. Just a toenail. It seemed like on that guy's great catch. And Indiana stays unbeaten at 10-0. Number 3, Texas A&M moves to 9-0. They beat Mizzou 38-17. Marcel Reed threw a couple of touchdown passes for the Aggies. Number 5, Georgia beat Mississippi State 41-21. 3 touchdown passes for Gunnar Stockton. Number 6, Ole Miss beat the Citadel 49-0. Number 8, Texas Tech beat number 7, BYU 29-7. First loss of the season for the Cougars. Cameron Dickey, $121 and a touchdown on the ground for Texas Tech. Number 9, Oregon. One of the day's tightest games. Beat number 20 Iowa 18-16. It was rough conditions up in Iowa City. Pouring rain most of the game. Temperatures in the 40s and a lot of wind. Oregon with a field goal.
Kirk Herbstreit almost picked this game perfectly in
Really?
College Game Day. He said that it was going to be 15-14 or whatever, and Iowa would kick a field goal to win it. Pretty dang close, just opposite.
Yep, it was tight the whole way. Number 10, Notre Dame beat Navy 49-10. Wake Forest beat number 14, Virginia 16-9. Cavs started out 8-0. Now they've lost 2 straight. Cal beat number 15, Louisville 29-26 in overtime. Get this, Cal went for it on 4th down. They were down 3. Louisville got the ball first in the overtime. They kicked the field goal on 4th down. Cal could have kicked the chip shot to send it to double overtime. They went for it. They scored a touchdown. Javen Keawe Sagapulatelli threw the touchdown pass to win it for Cal. Auburn was game today. They found some offense, but number 16 Vanderbilt won 45-38. That was in overtime. 377 yards and 3 touchdowns for Diego Pavia. Number 18 Miami beat Syracuse 38-10. It was Wisconsin over number 23 Washington 13-10. This week, the athletic director there said that the coach will be back. Luke Fickell will return next year despite the record. They pull the upset over the ranked Huskies today. SMU beat Boston College 45-13 on Red Bandana Day up at Chestnut Hill. Been a rough season for the Eagles. They're 1-9. West Virginia beat Colorado 29-22. Spoiled the debut for freshman quarterback Julian Lewis for Colorado, though he did throw for 299 yards and a pair of touchdowns. James Madison beat Marshall 35-23. It was Southern Miss over Arkansas State 27-21. Army beat Temple 14-13. Missouri State beat Liberty 21-17. Eastern Michigan over Bowling Green 27-21. Rice beat UAB 24-17. Rutgers over Maryland 35-20. Delaware nipped Louisiana Tech 25-24. A lot of points scored. 26 points of that game scored in the fourth quarter. Florida International beat Middle Tennessee 56-30. Jacksonville State over UTEP 30-27. East Carolina over Charlotte 48-22. It was Florida Atlantic over Tulsa 40-21. UConn beat Duke. That was a surprise, 37-34 the final there. Arizona beat Kansas 24-20. A late touchdown for the Wildcats providing the margin. Iowa State beat TCU 20-17. Kennesaw State over New Mexico State 24-21. Coastal Carolina beat Georgia State 40-27. North Carolina gets to 4-5. They beat Stanford 20-15. Fighting Belichick's playing a little defense here as the season has gone along. Texas beat UL Lafayette beat Texas State 42-39. Air Force over San Jose State 26-16. Clemson wins their first home game in 6 tries against a Power 4 team. They beat Florida State 24-10. Kentucky demolished Florida 38-7. DJ Lagway benched in this game for Florida and making some waves on social media after the game. Yeah, throwing some money around.
Seen it. Yeah,
you did. Utah State beat Nevada 51-14. Nebraska over UCLA 28-21. UNLV beat Colorado State 42-10. And Sam Houston State gets their first win of the year, 21-17. They blocked a punt, ran it back, and that was the margin of victory. Sam Houston not only had not won a game before this, they'd only covered in one game. They were failing to cover by an average of 15 points a game, Rich, which is why I picked against them on Friday. And not only did they cover, they won the doggone game outright. So it's been one of them Saturdays, man. We'll try to do a little bit better tomorrow on Football Sunday. That is your college football scoreboard. Game balls are next. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Parish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgout.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day, presented by Super Chevy in Yingling. Game balls.
All right, you first.
Give Perkins a game ball.
9 tackles tonight, 5 solos, a sack, and a tackle for loss tonight.
Best game I've seen him play in a while. We're very active. Didn't see him being the issue that we've seen in previous weeks.
I thought it was his best game since Clemson.
Yeah.
I noticed him tonight.
In a positive way.
A lot more, yeah. Who else? Anybody else?
That's tough.
Yeah, there's not a ton of stuff to choose from here. Not a ton of stuff to choose from here. I'll go with Wes Weeks. He had 7 tackles, including a tackle for loss on defense and on offense. I can't even give it to the kicker. He shanked a 30-yarder,
yeah.
So no, just not there. LSU drops a 20-9 decision, 5-4 on the year, and 2-4 in the SEC. We'll take our final timeout, come back and wrap things up. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Family owned, fully involved, always on site. Start your build at westleyusa.com or follow us on LinkedIn.
Eagle 98.1, WDGL and AC1 Baton Rouge.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builder School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next
98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day wrapping up. LSU falls to 5-4. Rich, 3 games left in the season. We were just kind of going through some of the scheduling stuff. One more win will put them in a bowl game, somewhere. Not that that's of the ultimate importance, but an 11:45 start next week against Arkansas.
It's tough. I mean, Arkansas is going to score points. They've scored points with anybody. It's one of those games that, to me is a little bit more questionable. I mean, we haven't been able to put up any points on offense. I don't think 24 is enough to beat Arkansas, and we haven't seen us really surpass that.
Is this the first time Bobby Petrino's been back in Tiger Stadium since he cussed out Les?
Oh, where was he at? Western Michigan?
No, he was at.
I think he came back at one point, maybe where he was at before that. But
I mean, they played against him when he was at Louisville in the bowl game, but in Tiger Stadium, that 11 game when he just he cussed Les up and down, and Les turned around and went, "Ooh, he's mad, isn't he?" Yeah. One of the stranger games of that 11 season, but we'll see. They got to finish this thing out. Tonight was not a fun watch. Tomorrow morning, Football Sunday from Caesars in New Orleans. We'll be starting at 10 a.m. We'll have the Handycast on Tuesday night. We'll drop that. We'll do film study. Richard's going to go home and watch this film diligently over the next couple of days, and we'll tell you. Well, we'll take a look at what went wrong. We'll drop that on Tuesday night. Final score, once again, Alabama 20 and LSU 9. From all of us here at the flagship, I'm Charles Hanagriff saying thank you and good morning. This has been Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
They know how I want it. You've been listening to an Eagle 98.1 special presentation. Brought to